So it's all for play for still.
I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
The absolute. Oh, I don't know what way to feel. I don't know what way to feel like that, especially in my darkly lit room at the moment. I feel like the reason I did that laugh was I feel like some sort of kind of an even villain being lit from one side here on the podcast. But the evil villain tonight was definitely Emmy Martinez. What a bonkers set of events that penalty shootout was. The game was just Villa were poor throughout the game, save for 10 minutes in extra time. The referee was absolutely nuts. That's the only thing I could say about the referee. He was nuts. He was useless and he was nuts. Anyway, no control over the game. But my God, Paddy's frozen. I don't know what he's frozen. He's just in shock, one or the other. I don't know. I can't see you, Paddy. I don't know. Can everybody see me?
I can see you.
I don't know. Can everybody see me? But Paddy's frozen on my end, so I have no idea.
Can you hear me?
I'm just going to remove you, Paddy, for a second, and then see if you might drop out and come back in again, and we'll see. Wouldn't be good for the heart, would it? Wouldn't be good for the heart. But I'll tell you something. That's one that we will remember up there with the Phil King penalty. That's one of those games, and we'll remember it for the goalkeeper this time, and the absolute madness of Emmy Martinez. And you know what? I don't care. I just don't care. You need a showman. You need a villain in your team. Why not? Why don't we have one? Absolutely. We can talk about getting away with it tonight, which we did. But as I said in a text message group, wins will be remembered long after. Like that win will be remembered long after the circumstances that led up to that penalty shootout will be forgotten. And thankfully that's the case, because that penalty shootout was pantomime stuff. Pantomime stuff. Paddy, you look like you're ready to go to sleep. you look drained, Paddy. I'm going to be honest with you. You look like you were crying.
I feel like, well, I haven't been crying, no, but I feel like I've played the bloody game at this stage. And I only got in late and saw the kick-off, and I still have work to do, and I haven't packed the bag for tomorrow. But what does that matter? We're still in this fucking competition, and I have no idea. I have no idea after being basically played off the park for 80 minutes.
Me neither.
Still in this.
It's
a handball. There's obviously a French person in there saying handball.
It's kind. No, we're okay. Anyone can come in as long as they click on the like button. I don't really mind. But look, as I say, this is bonkers. Like Aston, I don't know how to respond to this other than Aston Villa in a semi-final for the first time in ages. It would have been Lille's very first ever European semi-final. I can completely understand the Lille fan being absolutely pissed off because Lille were by far the better team today. They were 2-0, if not 3-0, if not 4-0, better than us in normal time. Our goal comes from a fortuitous situation where the goalkeeper and one of their players collides, and Matty Cash out of nowhere smacks it into the back of the net. And from then, Villa just kind of Villa just became resolute, and we didn't deserve that. But I'm going to be really honest, Paddy. I kind of felt that we were going to get a goal in the game, even when we were 2-1
Sorry, Neil,
down.
I have to have an Ocarina pause here, because Ocarina is paused.
Keeps on saying handball. That's fine.
Well, we have a great community here, and they don't deserve to keep looking at his fucking idiot comments. We saw you the first time and the second time and the third time.
And was it handball? I didn't like it was down by his side. I said, what's a handball? If it was a handball, it was a handball. If it wasn't, it wasn't. I don't know.
I think what he kind of suggested was maybe it hit his body and his hand, and it hit the body before.
I completely even forgotten about that situation, Paddy. I forgot about that whole piece between all the yellow cards. Like if we were to go through the yellow cards, we'd miss our flight, Paddy. There was so many. I think there was 11 yellow cards, and there's 11 yellow cards in the game. If you include Matt. Does that mean he's out? Does that mean he's out of the next game?
I don't know. And you know what?
I think it's like this magical vortex that just happens.
I
in
invite
that area.
the UEFA assessor to have a good, long, hard look at the absolute morons that are officiating these games.
He was
Whoa.
awful, wasn't he?
What the fuck, like?
He
Where
was
did they
bad
pull
for
him
both
out? They
teams,
pulled
like,
him
but he
out
was
of
just-
fucking. They pulled him out of the park to referee that game today, by the looks of it. He hadn't a clue what was going on. He let the first few that they had go, pulling shorts, everything, let them go, and then starts booking for everything. Just can't get my head around it. I really can't. And look, what he needs to understand here is that, for example, if LILLE get into that semi-final, there are players on that pitch that will never get a game like that again in their lives. And this fucking prick could have ruined it by sending someone off or giving someone a stupid yellow card. And UEFA need to take a long, hard look at their rules. They need to have a long, hard look at who they send to these games, because this is no joking matter. This could be the difference between somebody getting Europa League football next year and a European trophy. And you send a fucking lunatic like that from fucking Slovakia. I thought the last day was bad enough.
My biggest problem was like his aggression on the field, like, you know, the give respect, get respect piece. I don't think any player ran up to him and started barreling him out of it Roy Keane style at any stage. I don't think players completely surrounded him at any stage.
They did.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is he was running at players and balling them out of it. Like, you know, there's stamping your authority in a game. But not one player in that field was going to take him anyway seriously at all today. But either side, like whether it was going to be Lille or whether it was going to be Villa, neither team were taking him seriously. There was some bookings for Lille players that I was like, come on, you know, like the foul on Rodgers, I didn't think was a yellow card. Then again, I thought that the pullback on Zaniolo should have been a yellow card, but it wasn't. And then Villa get a couple of yellow cards I didn't think were yellow cards. Duran's when where he jumps with Thiago Santos, nowhere near it, not even related to a yellow card. Little things like that. I think he was just really, really bad consistently throughout the whole game. And that's not a good thing. Usually you say, oh, these consistent things even themselves out. But like, he frustrated the people in the stadium, he frustrated the people at home, he frustrated the players. And then he goes over them with his brandishing a yellow card. Like, I don't care what happens, right? Like, if Emi Martinez wants to shush the crowd, or if anybody wants to shush the crowd, they should, like, you shouldn't get booked for that. I don't think it's unsportsmanly behavior. If the crowd are allowed to say anything to you and you can't say anything back, it'd be completely different if he picked up a lighter and fired it back into the crowd. Sent him straight off. You should not be allowed to do that. People shouldn't be allowed to throw anything into the field. You shouldn't be allowed to throw anything back. He didn't spit into the crowd. He didn't throw anything into the crowd. There was no. It was essentially banter. No, look, would I be pissed off if their goalkeeper was doing that to our fans? Hell, I would be pissed off. But I wouldn't want to see him sent off in a penalty shootout for that, because, like, if the Martinez gets sent off in that instance, we have to put one of our outfield players in goals. And it just completely, it's not even that it ruins the spectacle, but he shouldn't even be sent off for that. Hang on,
he ruined the spectacle from the very start. By he could have stamped his authority on the game by that forced pull of the short on Zaniolo, given the fucking card. Yeah. Instead, he gave them out for absolutely nothing. And as a result, lost control of the game, in my opinion. Even down to the two managers having a go at each other. They were split up. It was long over. And he come over and brandished 2 yellow cards. That is a cowardly act. That is a fella that's going, I don't want to hear from you again. Yellow card, yellow card. This is not fellas playing in the park. This is a European quarter-final, and we have to put up with this fucking idiot. Now, can you imagine what this conversation is like if we've lost this game? Imagine what it'd be like if that's the case.
Do I know something, Paddy, though? Do I know something? I think everybody that was booked tonight wasn't already on a yellow card, so we're all okay for the semi-final.
Well, it depends whether Martinez's one carries into the semi-final.
I think the guys are saying that in penalty shootouts, it's kind of like this upside-down world whereby you get a yellow card and it doesn't really carry over onto your permanent record, but we'll see. Richard Moore says this as well. I think he went over, brandished the yellow card, turned around to Douglas Luiz and goes, sorry, I've already been booked, and started going like that and was saying, no, I've cancelled the yellow card. I thought that initially. And with TNT, we're talking about rules and bylaws and everything like that. I think it's a lot more straightforward. I think he actually brandished the other card, went, actually, sorry, no, I'm not sending him off. I'm not Douglas. I'm not sending him off. I'm not. And I think that's where this movement was going to, and he put the yellow card back in his pocket. Now, it could be the rule. like it could be that, like if the referee knows about the rule about booking somebody in a penalty shootout and it doesn't carry over, how come he didn't know about the rule about Angle Gomes, as the referee was calling him, instead of Gomez stutter stepping and stopping during his run up, and that actually deserves to be retaken. Now I don't care about that. I think that's a valid goal. Don't get me wrong. But
I didn't think he stuttered either. He did slow down all right, but he didn't come to a complete stop.
Yeah, that's it.
So
Yeah.
I didn't think he broke any rules. But the fella that missed the penalty, kicking the ball into the crowd, there was nothing. There was no yellow card for that. And then
I missed that completely.
Their first fella that missed the penalty, he whacked the ball into his own crowd.
Oh, did he?
Which is kicking the ball away, which is a yellow card, and then invited the crowd to hang on to the ball till Matty Cash put it on the spot and then threw it back in, and then putting off the player. So they just can't get it right, and they can't get it right because they don't do it right from the start. They let him go, let it go.
Yeah.
It's just a farce. Absolute.
Let us know what he says. And he's been interviewed on Martin. He said he was asking for the ball back, and he got booked. So he must have got booked. I suppose it'll be clarified, but I hope this isn't something that we find out tomorrow, that actually Emi Martinez is out of the game in Istanbul against.
I would not be surprised. It's a home first anyway. We're a home first, so it's the home tie. But I would not be one bit surprised if that means he's out. Anyway,
and Marine Boy says the second I know it's not part of the game, but this would be his second yellow card, which would mean he'd have accumulated 2 over the course of X amount of games in the competition, and therefore it lead to a ban. I don't know. We'll see. So then again, when do the yellow cards reset? Do the yellow cards reset for the semi-final stage?
Sure, who knows?
I don't know.
They probably make that up again in the morning, the same way they're making up everything else that's going on.
Yeah. Now, I feel I don't want to talk about the ref anymore, because look, we just need to get that off and to be honest with you, there's 15 or there's 1,150 people inside here watching this, Paddy, and I'm sure they all came for the ref rant, but and we will probably get back to it again if we get worked up. But I just want to say Aston Villa are in a semi-final, European semi-final, and fuck me, Paddy, if you don't think that I'm going to be shushing the crowd at our podcast tomorrow night, emulating Emi Martinez, messing and joking, the party atmosphere, Emi style, is going to be off the scale tomorrow on the Aston social. But what I want to talk about, Paddy, is in a more serious note. Obviously, I'd never shush our crowds at a podcast, but what I would like to say is that Villa didn't play great tonight. Villa, I thought that Villa they owned the ball, obviously, but they were lackadaisical. And we do have a big game again on Sunday, Paddy. We have a big game again on Sunday. Unai Emery only made, how many substitutions did he make? I think he only made 2, was it? Throughout the course of the whole game.
More than that,
3. Morgan Rogers, Leon Bailey, John Duran. Yeah, he made his 3 substitutions. Yeah. With Zaniolo going off injured as well. I hope he's okay, because he looked like he was thrown up on the field after he came down on his back. So I hope he's okay. Hope he didn't come down his liver or anything like that. And he came down on his lower left side on his back, and then he kind of went down, and he looked like he was getting sick on the field, or he was empty reaching on the field. So I hope he's okay. But the big thing for me is, like, wrap those guys in cotton wool, get them on the Eurostar straight back home, or on the plane straight back home. And anybody who's in Lille tonight, please stay safe, because I think that's going to be raucous in Lille tonight. I think it's going to be raucous, and we want everybody to get home safe first and foremost. Not that the Lille fans are known for any hijinks or anything like that, but it's 10 to 10 there now in French time at the moment. Libations have been taken, I would imagine. There's been a sunny sunshine over there. Keep it cool over there. I was imagining we've gotten away with this, and I went Daffo would say, when you said we got away with it in the first leg, I'm saying it, and I don't think anybody's going to disagree. We've gotten away with this one, albeit in iconic circumstances, with Emi Martinez being the shithouse that he is. But everybody deserves to come home, and also the players deserve a good big rest after that. And I'm just like, I'm kind of a bit.
They'll be in Birmingham before we will tomorrow morning. They'll be at training before we get to Birmingham tomorrow morning.
Probably so.
Look, I totally agree. It was over 2 legs. We did not deserve to come out of that. But the moral of the story is we got the win. Nothing else matters at this stage. It happens more often than not that teams go through.
Holy shit, Paddy. Sorry, Paddy. Paddy, Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry. Melty shirts. Thank you so much for that. Gifted 10. Mike Warmball, new member. And Mike has also gifted 50 subs. Thank you so much, Mike. Holy
Cheers,
Christ.
Mike.
I really appreciate it. And Dave is after gifting 5 subs as well. Thank you so much, Dave. Thank you to everybody. Even if you don't give subs, as long as you're here, we've 1,220 people watching this. This is bloody fantastic. And Aston Villa, just in case you've been under a rock for the last 2.5 hours, Aston Villa are in a European semi-final. I've another question, actually, Paddy. Sorry, my mind is going 90 to the gallon, actually. This is where my undiagnosed neurodivergence it comes really into its fore, and it's playing out here on live YouTube. Paddy, do we get coefficient points for winning on penalties?
I have no idea.
I'd imagine we don't. I'd imagine we don't.
And you know what? I'm banning the word coefficient on this podcast. Because what we need to do, as I've said so many times, is look after our own oxygen mask now and go and get fucking 3 points on Sunday. Yeah. And that's now become our cup final before we even worry about...
Well, the reason I ask, Paddy, is because West Ham are all over Leverkusen and they're 1-0 up against Leverkusen, and it's just gone half-time there. And Liverpool are beating Atalanta. So, and Liverpool are all over that. Well, they're winning up against Atalanta, Salah penalty, but it looks like they've had 70% of the possession, and Atalanta have only a 1 shot. And I know Atalanta are going to go right into crab and hedgehog mode here, should I say, roll themselves up in the ball and try and protect this. But getting back to the whole, look, we can never have too many tickets for a raffle, is what I'm going to say here regards to this. And while I'm like you as well, I'm not banking on coefficient. I want to get in 4th place. I want to get in there on merit, and I don't want it to have an asterisk behind it, say, oh, you only got in with the postcode lotto kind of version of getting into the Champions League. That's fine. I couldn't care less if we do get in that way, but I'd still like a lot of tickets for the draw, if that makes sense. And that's just an interesting development there. There are 2 wins that will still add to the coefficient, that will essentially take off Bayern Munich and half of Dortmund's. So we're still in this. If somehow West Ham could beat Leverkusen, or Liverpool go into hyperdrive and beat Atalanta afterwards, I'm just saying, there's a whole other act in this stage play going on somewhere else. But we've done our bit, and by Jesus, am I delighted, Paddy. I have the thing packed, and I have to hop on a bus at 2:45 in the morning. My head's been melted over this game today, and it's even melted now afterwards.
Yeah, that makes 2 of us, and look, it feels like it was yesterday that the match kicked off. It's just been a marathon of an evening, and as you said, we've nothing packed, we've nothing ready. We're gonna have to struggle through, I'd say, till 1:45 and get on that bus. Anyway, that's life. We can sleep when we're dead, Neil.
Exactly. Yeah. Sorry, I've been saying Fenerbahce are guaranteed to go through. Fenerbahce have just scored against Olympiacos, so they're 3-3 on the night. I might click into that game to see, because we're playing the winners of that game. As you say, we let Coefficient FC look after themselves, but that's an interesting one. Fenerbahce have scored at halftime. Kvecki has scored in 11 minutes, and they're all over Olympiacos as well. So interesting one there. I did say Fenerbahce. I jumped the gun. I obviously meant to say the winners of Fenerbahce and Olympiacos.
Well, you'd have to think they're in the ascendancy now, having the home tie, 1-0 up at half time. Just in need of another goal there now. Having played so well in the first leg, or come back so well in the fourth leg, we should say. I'd honestly...
Fiorentina beat Victoria Pilsen 2-0 today, so they're through, and it looks like Club Brugge are through as well, beating Thessaloniki 2-0 on the night and 3-0 on aggregate. So it looks like that's going to be the other side of the draw, and it'll be us versus us. It'll be Aston flipping Villa versus Fenerbahce or Olympiacos in European semi-final. Brilliant!
Holy shit, man!
Lads, do you remember? Just think back to early October? I'm going to say early October. Would it have been early October, late September? I remember. This will tell you how long ago it was. Remember the time I was doing a bit of acting stuff, and Steven Gerrard was still over the team. And I remember I came back from Villa. I played Chelsea, and I hadn't watched the game because I was in rehearsals and stuff like that. And when I came back, we did a post-match podcast, and I said, "Listen, guys, I don't know what happened." And the chat room lit up with Gerrard's quote saying, "Chelsea should come here and wipe the floor with us. Chelsea should come here and wipe the floor with us." And just 18 short months later. Where are we? In a European semi-final. And this isn't the goal of Steven Gerrard, but what I'm saying is mentality change, culture change, every type of change that Unai Emery has come in has met the mark. The man is absolute. The man was an antibiotic for what was going wrong with the club previously, and he's cured what's going wrong with the club to a massive extent. The club can only go upwards from here. I fucking love him. I love Unai Emery, and I want the world to know. Oh, I'm emotional.
I'm not even emotional. I'm just physically drained. There's a lot of chat in the comments about who they want in the next round. I want to go to Turkey for the simple reason is if we gotta go to Athens, we don't want Olympiacos turning up to beat up our fans after us knocking them out of their Conference League. So I'd rather Fenerbahce did it, to be honest. Please and thank you, because I think we've got the beating of either of them. But if it has to be one of them, that's why I'm picking it, and I hope you'll understand the rationale for that. Albeit if Fenerbahce or anybody comes and gets some kind of result at Villa Park, it would make it really, really difficult, because both sets of countries are well known for their shithousery and rolling around and wasting time. And look, there's a lot of way of looking at it, but we're in a really good place. I'm wrecked, and I'm so looking forward to getting on that bus and falling asleep, because I don't think there's any sleep to be got between now and 2 o'clock in the morning. But we might have to have a power nap when we arrive in the Aston Inn in the morning.
Stop. Either that, or we need to get a sponsorship from Monster Energy, because but then again, my dodgy ticker mightn't be able to take that. I get bumpity the best of times. Never mind if I was after 24 hours solid on Monster Energy. Jesus Christ, I wouldn't be nice to be around at that stage. But yeah, and look, I suppose just to preface the whole lot, because we've been really pretty rambly, I suppose, look, that game was Aston Villa came into that game cold. Lille were hot. Lille deserved their 2-0 lead. They deserved the 3-0 lead, probably. The one that hit off Martinez's face was another great header from Andre. We still have issues at corners. I think we looked leggy, and we looked like we had issues in midfield today, the way they passed it around us as well. But character-wise, mentality-wise, we found a way. We got lucky. The team looked like they knew they got lucky with Matty Cash's goal, but they went, right, lads, snap out of it. We got lucky. Let's bring this one home. And then, of course, the penalty shootout was just bonkers. So, like, if we're going to win this Conference League, last minute winner in last minute, was it equaliser or winner in Mostar? Winner in Mostar. Okay, yes, we kind of plowed through the rest of the games to a massive degree, but then you've got a game like this in our toughest game that we've played so far, against obviously against the probably the best opposition. Well, definitely the best opposition we've played. We got away with it today, and we got away with it because of character in the field, stubbornness, and riding our luck. But then when it came down to the penalty shootouts, we have the best goalkeeper in the world, and it's not even debatable.
And it is debatable, but I want you to leave this word to me, because I think I deserve to say it, and I deserve to say that I was wrong, and just have a little look back at how much Leon Bailey changed the dynamic of that game tonight.
Yes,
look, he is chalk and cheese, and I tell you what, if Moussa Diaby turns into Leon Bailey and finally comes good, what a bloody team we're going to have, and what an embarrassment the Rishans we're going to have. Diaby hasn't got there yet, but by God, Bailey has proved everybody wrong. Yeah. Not only me, I was hell-bent. I wanted him gone out of the club at the start of the season, and now look at how he's turned that around, and fair play to him. He deserves all the accolades he gets. 100% different player to what we've seen in the past. And I would like that to go on record from me to the 1,500 people that are in here watching. And a special mention to that lad with the bump on his head. How cartoon-like was that bump coming up on your man's head?
I remember, so in Ireland, obviously for people who aren't Irish, in Ireland we play a game called hurling, and for a period of time, now when I was younger I used to wear a helmet, and then for a period of time I thought I was invincible in my early 20s, and I stopped playing hurling with a helmet on. And the helmets you wear, for anybody who's that don't know, it's kind of like an ice hockey helmet. That's kind of like what it is. So like anyway, violent enough game. But I'll never forget getting the butt of a hurley into the head. So I'm a diminutive man, and I was marking a fellow who was much taller than me. And he decided he was going to get retribution after I took the hands clean off him, and he decided to go like that into the side of my head. And boy, I had one of those as well. It was like a toe sticking out of my head for about 3 or 4 days. It wasn't nice. Yeah, it wasn't nice. So I've had one of those cartoonish lumps sticking out of my head as well. So I was a lumpy head too. I think we're going to leave. I don't want to leave it at that because we've got 1,500 people inside here. But if any of you are new to this, if any of you are watching on X or the platform formerly known as Twitter, would you mind if you do have a YouTube? If you are on YouTube, would you mind going over to YouTube and just clicking on the on the subscribe button? Doesn't cost you anything. Doesn't cost you anything to do that at all. Just if you click on the subscribe button. And that's really cool because what it does is it sends the algorithm into overdrive for us, and it allows other Villa fans to get to know us and stuff like that. You may not want to watch us on YouTube the whole time. That's absolutely fine. It's just doing us a solid. That would be cool. And also, if you have a Spotify account, or if you have a Apple Music account or whatever, just go in there and look for our audio podcast and click on follow us. Follow us on that as well. You don't have to listen to us in the audio podcast. Once again, just helps us in the algorithms. We want people to be able to listen to us whatever way we do this, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on any of the audio streaming platforms, because we put it out on all those. So even though you might have a preference of the way you listen to us, by just clicking on the subscribe button on any of those, or all of those, should I say, just gives us a little bit of a dig out. So, and it doesn't cost you anything to do it. And for all the people who are flinging memberships in here and stuff like that, I absolutely really love you guys. I love everyone who's in here tonight. Thank you so much. Patrick Hopkins as well. Dermot Donlan is in there. Alan Healy is in there too. And also in your head changed man as well. I was saying the rosary during the penalty shootout and listened to the commentary on Villa TV. I second your thoughts. Hope both sets of fans behave themselves after the game. Absolutely. And that's the main thing for me with the game won. I hope everybody gets home okay. I hope there's no trouble. And I'm just so proud of this team. Bad and all as we were tonight, a win is a win is a win. And that will be an iconic one. There will be pictures of Emi Martinez, of the referee running over Emi Martinez. There will be T-shirts of the referee running over Emi Martinez with a yellow card and him going like this. Look, let's just lean into it, is the way I would say. Lean into it.
And if anyone who hasn't got a ticket for tomorrow, you can pay at the door at the Aston Inn. 6:45 start. Doors open from 5 o'clock if you want to come along and meet the guys beforehand. They won't be sticking around afterwards. So 5 o'clock opening to come and meet the guys. We've got some great guests in there. I think it could be a messy night after what we've experienced tonight. It could have been a completely different one if double penalties had gone a different way. But I'm looking forward to meeting so many people that have reached out today to say, looking forward to see you tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody that'll be there. You're all more than welcome. Come along, have a pint, have a blast, and let's have the crack together.
And just to let everybody know, Morley, Thompson and Regan will be the first people on. They're on at 6:45. We'll then have Michael Huggins after they're finished. We'll then have Ty Bracey and we'll finish up with Justin. We'll have Justin, then we'll finish up with a Q&A, and then there's a DJ there for the night as well. So hey, this will be a long one. It'll be a big celebration of everything Aston Villa have done so far. And hey, it's 2 days after my birthday. So if you just want to come and wish me happy birthday, that's cool too. And go away after us, that's fine too. Yeah. So listen, thanks so much everybody. I gotta go because my I'm getting lightheaded at the emotion of this at the moment. So for all the 1,500 of you watching here, I genuinely
your age, Neil. It's your age.
It's my age.
Getting old.
Yeah. Getting old. Yeah. Well, as I said, there's younger than us getting old, and Father Time is undefeated. So at 39 though, I don't need. I can't be on blood pressure tablets at 39.
You're 39, are you?
I'm only 39, yeah. I'm a young fella.
I thought you were 38.
No, I was 38 until I was 39.
Yeah,
that's the way it goes. But
got my maths wrong.
You got your maths wrong, yeah. Thiago Silva and Pepe are doing me
dirty. You're only 9 years older than me, so.
That's it, yeah. Well, Ashley Young, Thiago Silva and Pepe are doing me wrong. That's what I say. They ever just retire, like, and be sound. But anyway, gotta go. Thanks so much, everybody. Really appreciate you all. But we do have a small little surprise that may be making a visit to the Aston Inn tomorrow as well, which you'll have to come to see it. It's a small surprise, but you'll have to come to see it. But if you are coming, you won't miss it. So thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow for those of you who are coming. We'll see you on Sunday for those of you who watch the podcast. We'll have a team sheet tantrum from somewhere, and we'll have a post-match podcast probably on Monday at this rate. But thank you so much to everybody for joining us tonight. Aston Villa are European Cup semi-finalists, and lean into it and embrace it, because these days don't come around too often. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, and all that's left to say is up the Villa.
Up the Villa.